The Pierre-Luc Dubois saga is over. He is officially a member of the Los Angeles Kings. We're going to break down the full details of the trade in this video. Just as a heads up, I will also give my quick thoughts on a smaller trade that took place involving Mackenzie Blackwood, but I'll save that for the end of the video. First, what you're all here for: the Winnipeg Jets and the Los Angeles Kings complete a sign-and trade, sending Pierre-Luc Dubois to Los Angeles with an 8-year, $8.5 million contract extension. So it is a true sign-and trade. The only way Dubois would have been able to get that 8th year with Los Angeles is if he signed the contract in Winnipeg before the trade. In exchange for Dubois, the Winnipeg Jets will be receiving Gabriel Vilardi, Alex Iafallo, Rasmus Kupari, and a second-round draft pick. Not quite sure which year that second-rounder is from just yet. I'm guessing 2024. This is a blockbuster trade in every sense of the word, and let me just say my initial impressions. I think the Winnipeg Jets did fantastic in this trade, especially considering where the whole Dubois situation was at, let's say, 2 months ago, where everybody, including me, thought it was going to end up with Dubois in Montreal. That is where he wanted to play, and that is a situation where the Winnipeg Jets didn't really have any leverage over Montreal whatsoever, so nobody really thought the Jets would get too crazy of a return for Dubois. Fast forward to now, you get this kind of package from the LA Kings. I think Jets fans should be through the roof right now, but before we really break down the package that the Jets got in return, let's talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois going to the Los Angeles Kings. I think this trade gives the Kings some of the most insane center depth in the league. You have Anze Kopitar, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Philip Deneau, and Quinton Byfield. Now, one red flag I have seen a lot of people bringing up is, what does this mean for Quinton Byfield? He's probably the 4th center on the depth chart right now, and he did play a lot of wing this past season, and that's likely where he's going to play next season, but long term, he's a player that ideally you want at the center position, so it's going to be pretty difficult for Quinton Byfield to get reps in a prominent role at the center position now with this kind of center depth, so we'll see what happens with that. One other thing that I'm going to bring up that I've heard a lot of people, talking about when it comes to the Kings side of this trade and how they're getting fleeced because Dubois is toxic, locker room cancer, all that kind of stuff. I really don't buy into any of that. Yes, Pierre-Luc Dubois has, wanted out of now 2 different situations in Columbus and in Winnipeg, but this is a guy who, wants to play in Los Angeles. He made that clear. He made it clear that he wanted to play in Los Angeles and actually preferred that destination over Montreal. He signed the 8-year extension. I know he has the reputation, but I don't think it's going to be a problem whatsoever. He wants to be there. He's going to be there for a long time. So what exactly are the Kings getting in Pierre-Luc Dubois? He is a top 6 center, a dual threat offensively, solid finishing ability, good playmaking and play driving ability as well. His combination of having size, having a really good shot, and also a great set of hands makes him a pretty deadly player on the power play as well. Certainly not a player who's going to win a Selke trophy, not one of the best defensive forwards in the league by any means, but when he puts in effort, he is at least serviceable defensively. He's coming off of a season in which he put up a career high 63 points in 73 games with the Jets. Does $8.5 million for the next 8 years sound like a lot for somebody with 63 points as a career high? Yes, but I do think, based on Dubois' skill set, there is more there. I think this is a guy who can, push 75 plus points in a season. So that's Dubois. Let's now shift focus and talk about the return for the Winnipeg Jets, starting off with Gabriel Vilardi, who I would say is probably the biggest piece going back to Winnipeg in this trade. He was an 11th overall pick by the Kings in 2017, is coming off of a breakout season with Los Angeles where he put up career highs across the board: 23 goals, 18 assists, 41 points in 63 games. He also has fantastic defensive metrics. He is a legit top 6 two-way forward, someone I think Jets fans are going to like a lot. He's 23, so he's 2 years younger than Dubois. Vilardi is currently a restricted free agent, so the Jets are going to have to sign him to an extension, and he is in for a pretty significant raise as he only had a cap of $825K this past season. Moving on to Alex Iafallo, a veteran winger, 29 years old, undrafted player. Currently has a cap of $4 million and is signed at that number for the next 2 seasons, and Alex Iafallo is honestly probably one of the best defensive wingers in the entire league. Not just at 5-on-5 either. He's good at killing penalties, and he's not a black hole offensively either. He's not, a defense-only bottom 6 forward or anything like that. This is a guy who scored at a 15-plus goal pace 5 times in his NHL career, had 36 points this past season in 59 games with LA, and on top of Vilardi and Iafallo, who are both, in my opinion, very capable top 6 wingers who do a lot of really good things, you get Rasmus Kupari, who is a 20th overall pick by the Los Angeles Kings in 2018. Certainly not as established at the NHL level as somebody like Vilardi or Alex Iafallo. He's played a combined 130 NHL NHL games across 3 different seasons, 29 points in those games. Another guy with really good defensive analytics, but not somebody who has shown a ton offensively at the NHL level, but in a new situation like Winnipeg, maybe a chance to play a little bit higher up in the lineup, he could really break out, who knows. And then, like I said, also the second round draft pick, which I'm not 100% sure what the year is yet. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm really impressed with the return that the Winnipeg Jets got. These are 3 roster players, 2 of which are legit top 6 guys in my eyes. This really seems to be almost the perfect return for Winnipeg, because I feel like they made it clear that despite the fact that, Scheifele, Hellebuck, Dubois, all these guys, all these big name players on the Jets are in trade rumors and the Jets are potentially moving on from all these guys, I feel like they made it clear that they're not interested in going through, a full-on tear-down rebuild. They wanted assets that can help them win now and also benefit them in the future, and they check all the boxes here. Getting 3 guys that I fully expect to be in the Jets opening night lineup next season, 2 of which who are just 23 years old in Velarde and Kupari. Fantastic trade for the Jets in my eyes. I don't want to declare them the winner because we haven't seen any of this play out just yet, especially with big trades like this. Usually it takes years to see who actually ended up winning that trade, but I really do think the Jets did super well here. So those are pretty much all the thoughts I have on the blockbuster deal that sent Pierre Dubois from Winnipeg to Los Angeles. As always, I want to know your guys' thoughts, especially if you're a fan of either of the teams involved. Let me know how you're feeling down below. Now, before I finish out this video, I do want to quickly give my thoughts on another minor trade that took place where the New Jersey Devils sent goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood, who is currently an RFA, to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a 6th round draft pick. The Devils moving on from Mackenzie Blackwood this offseason, in my opinion, was a given, whether it was them not qualifying him and let him go into unrestricted free agency or trading him like we saw here. The Devils have their 1-2 punch in net solidified going forward with Vanacek and Akira Schmid, and Mackenzie Blackwood has not been good for them over the past couple of seasons, has dealt with injuries. It was time for the Devils to move on, and honestly I think San Jose is going to be a really good situation for Mackenzie Blackwood, a team that is not going to have any pressure over the next couple of years. They are in the midst of a rebuild. He's going to get an opportunity to play. It's a fresh start for Mackenzie Blackwood. Hopefully he can make the most of it. This is a goaltender who, after his first couple seasons in the league was viewed as one of the, best young goaltenders in the league, in the conversation with guys, like Carter Hart. Now, that being said, there's no guarantee that Mackenzie Blackwood is ever going to be able to get back to that level, but given where the San Jose Sharks are at right now as an organization, the fact that they only had to give up a 6th round draft pick, I feel like it was definitely a no-brainer for a team like the Sharks to take a chance on Mackenzie Blackwood. So I think it's a solid pickup for them. That is going to about do it for this video, though. Like I mentioned, I want to know all your guys' thoughts on either of the trades we talked about, more so the Dubois one though, of course, so let me know how you're feeling down below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed and you're excited for more trades throughout the offseason. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the second channel where I've been posting quick videos giving my thoughts on smaller trades that have been happening over the past couple of days. And last but not least, if this was your first time checking out this channel and you want more NHL content and trade breakdowns just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all soon.